Good evening, everyone. I'm here in Hong Kong in a new place that I haven't been before. This is Causeway Bay. It's Wednesday night, May 14, 2025. The time is about 9:45 p.m. Temperature 78 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Đại家好，我而家喺度 Causeway Bay， 我冇去 Causeway Bay before。今日係5月14號，係9點45分。And we'll walk and explore this area. 而家行到街。Hi, look at the area. That's kind of the extent of my broken Cantonese. I'm working on it. But I heard this is a pretty lively area, Causeway Bay. Kind of similar to the Nathan Road area where I'm staying in Tsim Sha Tsui, but a little bit different. I don't want to interrupt their dance or music video that they're doing here. Hey, they're recording with the DJI Pocket 3. Simir Hong says I speak Canto better than Ting Viet. Well, because I've had more experience with Cantonese than Ting Viet. Ting Viet, tôi học hai tiếng, nhưng mà Quảng Đông話, tôi học maybe, I don't know, 10 years altogether with my family, just like bits and pieces altogether. But yeah, let's take a look at what's going on here in Causeway Bay. I mean, I guess I could work on my Vietnamese too. I have been. Just because I'm not in Vietnam anymore doesn't mean that I haven't been practicing my Vietnamese. As expected, many of these stores are closed. It does seem to be a big shopping area, this Causeway Bay area. We're on Hong Kong Island. Hey, this is a store that may be familiar to a few of you. Don Don Donkey from Japan. I've really only seen them in Asia. I haven't seen a Don Don Donkey in the United States, although I have heard that there's one in Hawaii. Looks like a pretty big one. Don Don Donkey. Food Street. What's in Food Street? I hope it's food. I wouldn't cross now. It's red lights because you might get a ticket. Or as my grandmother would say, 有紅燈唔得過界，一你過界我就打死你。You know what that means? 有紅燈你過界我打死你。That means I'll beat you to death. That's how Asian grandmothers are. But that's in the Toisan accent, which is my native accent. I think in Cantonese it will be Sene. So this is Food Street, huh? Not too much food going on right now. I thought this would be like street carts, but well, that's a big hamburger, but it's not edible. I can see why they call this a food street. It's kind of like a lot of restaurants on either side. Andrew Lee says, good Taishan Cantonese accent. You have the same accent. Okay. You know, I have been able to practice Taishanese too. There's one person in my hotel who speaks Taishanese, and we were both surprised that we were able to understand each other. There's a lot of different restaurants here. There's like toast, pizza of all things, a lot of international food. I think I even saw Korean food too. Here's Japanese, sushi, hanami. One thing that I've seen that's very popular here in Hong Kong, especially in Jimzaje, is Korean and Japanese food. Looks pretty quiet here. Maybe we'll walk back to that lively area of Causeway Bay. I don't know if I made a wrong turn or not to miss all the people. The waterfront is here. Gennaro J say, hey Action Kid, how are you doing? Still exploring, great to see a live stream. I'm doing very great, Gennaro. I've been out for most of the day making content, enjoying Hong Kong, and really loving it. But yeah, nothing's stopping me from going out right now and making a stream. J-Fam saying also Din Tai Fung in Hong Kong. I haven't seen a Din Tai Fung yet in Hong Kong, but then again, I haven't really been going into many of the shopping malls yet. I've been trying to go to these outdoor locations in Hong Kong, trying to capture the aesthetic and the vibes. Especially because I want to cover a lot of ground while the weather is still nice and sunny. When the weather is raining, I can go inside and do these shopping malls and indoor places some more. This area kind of reminds me of Shibuya a little bit in Tokyo. It was kind of like a small area near the crossing where there was a lot of people, but then once you walk like 5 minutes in one direction, like you have no more people. Oh, Jay, thanks for that. Din Tai Fung is on 30 Canton Road and Shop 306, Jim Jia in Hong Kong. Lao Chong Sin saying Tim Ho Wan and Sham Se Bo. I think Tim Ho Wan is a chain dim sum restaurant. I've had it before. I'm not too sure if I'd be willing to eat at a chain or not for dim sum, but I do have a dim sum restaurant review coming out in a few hours on Action Kid Extra, so if you haven't subscribed to that channel, be sure to give it a look, because dim sum in Hong Kong may surprise you. I know it did for me. Over here again. I think there's another group of dancers here. Last time I saw something like this before was in Taiwan. Maybe in Japan as well, but I wasn't too aware of it when I walked by. Let's try to get a better view from back here. This guy is really working the camera with the stabilizer. That's hard work. Also, a lot of coordination goes into these dances. Jay Nash saying it's like Times Square. I wouldn't really compare this to Times Square. It's a different kind of energy, to be honest. know, one thing that's interesting about Hong Kong is that the public transit here, the buses, they're all franchised out. And they each have different buses and fares. The MTR, which is the biggest transit company in Hong Kong and which is majority owned by the government, only operates one set of buses, the MTR bus. But they franchise out the other bus lines, like there's Kowloon bus, this one is City bus, and then there was another one I rode. It's like a green public bus, which is kind of more like a big van than a long double-decker bus like this. Also, I've learned that the money of Hong Kong is pretty interesting. All the banknotes that are 100 Hong Kong dollars and higher, the responsibility for printing those notes lies within 3 banks: HSBC, the Bank of China, Hong Kong division, and Standard Chartered. So all the banknotes that you see, 100 and more, you'll find their name on the money. And I think that makes it a little bit difficult, even though they are somewhat standardized with the color and size, but each of them have their own designs. And it's hard to tell as a newcomer to Hong Kong which notes are real and which ones may not, you know, be authentic. I just noticed there's Din Tai Fung here. This is Causeway Bay location of Din Tai Fung, popular soup dumpling spot from Taiwan. Jack Billany, really? There used to be a bar on Llama Island that had a Hong Kong 20 special drink if you paid with Standard Chartered notes. Really? They have something like that? It's so interesting too. Let me cross the street here and bring out one of my banknotes and you'll see it. Yeah, maybe I could use this garbage can. Is there a hole on the top? Oh, that's just a cigarette tray, so my camera won't risk falling in. Let me just fit this. Okay, so let me see here. Here I have a 500 and a 100. So here's the 100, right? It says the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited, and it says promises to pay the bearer on demand at its office here. So Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC, guarantees this note. And then this one here, the 500 bill, this one's Bank of China, Hong Kong, and it says that promises to pay the bearer of demand at our offices here. Bank of China is responsible for paying this note. So HSBC responsible, Bank of China. It's very interesting. I did have a Bank of China 100 note, but I spent it. and it has a different design. These are the buses I took today, the same type of design. So not only is the money different with 3 different banks issuing the banknotes, but the buses are all different. I think HSBC may be the largest commercial bank in Hong Kong. I think we better go this way. Seems to get quieter as I walk on the street here. And it makes sense because it's going towards the hills where people live. Andrew says Macau currency is similar to Hong Kong as well. Also printed by the banks there, but it's written in both Chinese and Portuguese. I think for me it's probably best for me to walk back to that main street where the buses run and that tramway. Maybe I can take a walk over to Wanjai or Central from there. Lao Chong Sin says Hong Kong has got the best transport system in the whole world. Am I okay to go? Hope so. Thought he was talking to me, but talking to his friend over there. Got some serious equipment being transported in. So about the public transit system in Hong Kong, like I said, the main public transit operator here is the MTR Corporation Limited. It's not wholly owned by the government. It's only about 70% owned by the Hong Kong government. And believe it or not, it is publicly traded on the stock exchange here. And they also operate not only in Hong Kong, but they have lent their contracts and their services to other public transit systems throughout the world, like London's Elizabeth line had MTR influence, believe it or not. And the MTR Corporation is one of the few profitable transit agencies in the world. Whenever I ride public transit here in Hong Kong, it's much more affordable than a lot of places that I've been to, including London that I just mentioned, which I thought was really expensive compared to other transit systems. And in general, I haven't really spent any public transit routes more expensive than a New York City fare, which is $2.90. Most of them are around like 80 cents, maybe $1 and change, depending on the distance I go. But I was reading up on the MTR, and the way they make money too is by building shopping centers at their stations and also charging rent and renting out stores. So they're also in the real estate business, and that's how they make most of their money, through the real estate on their metro. In a way, that's how the New York Central Railroad did it with Grand Central, but instead they sold off all their real estate in order to survive, and they couldn't. They went bankrupt. This is an interesting place we're in now. High Sand Place. It looks like a nice shopping center. Yes, this is definitely the area where we should stay in. Oh, Simeon, if there's an Apple store inside, I know it's upscale. Apple wouldn't put a store anywhere. But we found all the people. Andre says the streets are so clean. Yeah, they are. I've yet to come across a Hong Kong street that was particularly dirty. Now, that being said, I will say some stuff about Hong Kong though. The surface may seem very, very clean, right? But you know where it's bad? Sometimes when you visit these restaurants, wet markets, apartment buildings, you go inside them, basement, garbage, there can be rats, insects. I've seen a rat run through a clean wet market, recently cleaned wet market. That's where you see it. Not here on the streets, but some of these restaurants, they're extremely dirty. They make New York City seem clean. And I don't really think there's like health inspections or health codes here for these restaurants. Like they all just go by by customer retention, I guess. But I went inside a restaurant, I kid you not, I saw a cockroach crawling around on the top of my table. right after I got seated. I was like, oh my gosh. Do you think these buses have enough customers and passengers? Yeah, KW, we're in Causeway Bay for sure. We're back here again, but nice to see all these people lining up for the bus. Let's cross the street again. And we'll head the other way towards Wanjai. Here we are, bamboo scaffolding. I read from one of you that they're planning to get rid of this bamboo scaffolding. They're phasing it out. Hong Kong Electric. Very interesting to see how they do construction here in Hong Kong. Thanks to Mighty Bull for $4.99. Saying water, water. Appreciate it, the Mighty Bull. Thank you so much. This Sogo next to me is a big department store here. Looks like Sogo closes at 10:30 p.m. Right now it's 10:20. They're not letting any more people in. Look at this shopping center, Hyson Place. By the way, Hong Kong does have the longest set of outside escalators in the world. I don't know where it is though, but I was reading up on it and it seemed kind of cool. One thing that surprised me about Hong Kong is how hilly it can be in some places. You think it's all flat and everything, but you take a ride to the other side of Hong Kong Island or to some of these parts in the new territories, and it can get quite hilly. And I've seen some amazing things going to these places, and I could say that like you can get some great hiking in. If you're into nature and hiking, Hong Kong has some great trails. Oh, Jag is the mid-level escalators, not too far from where I am. So thank you for that. Maybe I'll check it out one day. There's the fire department. You want to know what the fire department looks like? By the way, are we in New York City again? Times Square is to the right. It says via footbridge. Well, we have to turn right here because there's no zebra crossing to the other side. Fire department is still responding. Something happened to that pedestrian signal in the middle. They need to fix that. Kong style rice noodles. I've yet to have Hong Kong style rice noodles before. I wonder how much a haircut costs here. Oh, they charge you different depending if you get a regular stylist or a senior designer. So how much does a stylist cost? $230 and up. $29 for that haircut and up. That doesn't sound cheap to me. It sounds like New York prices for a haircut. And that's just the regular stylist. If you want the senior stylist, it's going to cost more. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, which is where I got my hair cut last, it cost around like $8, $9, and I went to a fancy place too. Let's head down to the left, back to the tramway. Also, public toilet here. Hong Kong doesn't do such a bad job with public toilets. You'll find them in places, and there's plenty of shopping malls here in Hong Kong. Man, that guy's really running. Stormzy, the name of the tallest building in Hong Kong, is the ICC. I think it's called the International Commercial Center. By the way, this is famous in Hong Kong, the pineapple buns. Fei Cat says it's the IFC. Oh, I got the initials wrong. Jack says there's no pineapple and pineapple buns. Yeah, there's no pineapple here. But this is what they look like, the pineapple bun. There's no filling inside unless you get it with the iced butter. And then they put a whole stick of butter in there. And they don't give you enough time to cross the street at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's another bus company that I didn't see before. The City Flyer. I think we're just about to hit the Wanjai area. Or at least the busier part of it. Time there's not much open here. For some reason I thought it'll be a little bit more lively. Anthony Ryan says, hey AK, does Hong Kong feel more or less crowded than Ho Chi Minh City? Feels more crowded to me because I think it's give me a break, dude. This truck has no patience. Driver. That was scary. What was I saying? I think Hong Kong is more crowded, or feels more crowded, because much more dense city. Yeah, Fifi, it sure feels that way. Drivers seem to be operating at much higher speeds than other places that I've been to, and that can be a dangerous thing. Storm Z asking if Hong Kong is safe in general. Yes, I feel safe here. Now this has only been from someone who's been in Hong Kong for about 4 days. But in general, I do feel that Hong Kong is safer than a lot of other cities that I've been to, including New York. There's definitely less observable crime here and also some quality of life issues. I definitely see a lot less homeless and mentally ill people just lying around or walking the streets in the main areas. And the public transit runs a lot better here than in New York City. And all of the stations have platform screen doors, so there's a much lower risk of someone pushing you onto the tracks. Oh, Ket's super easy to get around as an English speaker. I haven't really needed to use my Cantonese that much here. There's plenty of English around, and I think most of the people here understand some English. Thiefy Cat, I'm glad that you're living where you are now too, because I understand where you're coming from. Life in Hong Kong is very fast paced, and it feels that a lot of people are in a rush here. Even in some of the suburbs, I would say, or like the outer parts of Hong Kong where it takes like an hour or two to get to, people are still in a rush. Even though life there may seem more relaxed, people still drive slow, they're still in a rush. It's definitely an interesting culture here. Looks like we have to cross here. Jaywalking times 3. I broke the law probably about 10 times there. I don't know, man. 我唔知道. Do you cross? Do you don't cross? Do you cross and hope no one catches you? Or do you don't not give an F like New York and just go, I don't know. Seems that most people here wait for the light. But you know what my aunt told me, who used to live in Hong Kong? She was like, oh, it's cool you're visiting Hong Kong, but one thing I have to tell you, don't follow the locals, because even though you follow like a group of them and you think they know what they're doing, they're gonna get you killed. And it's true. Some of them like cross and then there's like a car coming, like, even though there's like 10, 15 people crossing at the same time. If you go with them, you might be, I don't know, on tomorrow's news. So yeah, don't follow the crowd, use your brain. And I'm glad I followed her advice. Miss Gardenia says, like in real life. Yeah, I would say that's in general for a lot of our lives too, right? Society does train people to like be followers and not leaders, right? You know, because that's why maybe there's so many problems in the world, right? Because we just follow what everyone else does, right? It must be right, right? Because everyone goes to the same restaurant, right? They follow the rules, right? They believe whatever they hear on the news, right? But yeah, maybe if people become leaders and start thinking, we'll be somewhere.
Thank you. Last time I spoke to them on this car.
If you really think deeply about some things, right, it's kind of like, why are we here in the first place? Why is our language the way it is? Why is our numbering system the way it is? Why is the calendar the way it is? Why is life laid out the way it's supposed to be? But that's getting too philosophical for this stream, so we'll leave it at that. Who said 1 + 1 = 2? Why is today May 14th? Why did they decide that it's the year 2025? Weren't there other years before 2025? Why is every year before 0 not negative? Here comes a ding, 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 ding. That's what they call these, by the way, ding dings. That's a nice looking area. Amoy Street. That's right. Televisa OPB. The ding ding is the tram. I've yet to ride it. Whoa, there's Five Guys here. I didn't think I'd see Five Guys in Hong Kong. There's also a pizzeria, Sophia Loren. Mamma Mia lunch, 2-course menu from $198. 200 Hong Kong is about 25 US dollars. Maybe 25, 26. 100 is like 12, 13 US dollars. Those are good numbers to know, just roughly. Apartments for lease. 348 square feet for a studio? That is so small. 20,000 a month. How much is 20K? What the heck? 2,500 bucks for a 348 square foot studio. Now I see it. I've heard Hong Kong has like some of the most expensive real estate in the world, and there you have it. A 348 square foot studio for 2,500. What about one bedroom, 431 square feet, 26K? Alright, pretty much 3,333. 3,333 per month. Holy Lord. Yeah, very pricey. But their currency is linked to the US dollar, or is pegged. It only trades within a very limited band between, I think, like 7.7 and 7.8. Freshly baked. Well, there's no baked items anymore. It's all sold out. $8 donut. Garlic bun, $8. Pineapple bun with butter is 15. Portuguese tart is $8. Alright, that's about $1 US, the Portuguese egg tart. I've seen them more expensive here. Vegas Ready says, great walk. Thank you so much. I mean, I thought it would be a little bit more lively here, but I guess Hong Kong is asleep right now. It is a work day tomorrow, Thursday. Where's the main downtown? That would be the central area, Lizzo. But right now, if you walk through Central, it'll probably be very quiet. Well, if you ever want to avoid the chaos of Hong Kong and a lot of people rushing, you can come out at my time right now, which is like 11 o'clock at night, and just walk around Hong Kong. There's barely anyone now. Looks like the metro station is up ahead. I think I may be hopping on the metro back to Jimzaje. I'll bring you along with on the ride. It's a pretty complicated pedestrian walkway. Darn it, I just missed the light. Well, maybe not. I can probably still step in it before it turns red. Yep. I think I'm still legally in the right to cross the street because I entered the crosswalk or the zebra crossing while it was still green. Let me know the law on that for Hong Kong. Can you step in the zebra crossing on a blinking green walk signal? And if you're still in the middle of the zebra crossing before crossing the street, are you still on the right to cross? Because in New York City, you are allowed to cross the street at that time. All the vehicles have to yield to you. KW says, yes, you can, but be quick. Okay. So this entire area here, right here, is the main central business district. Where I'm going now is a metro station called Admiralty. New York restaurant right here. Shake Shack. Hey, how's it going? Aya Vlogs. Haven't seen you around in a while. Really? Caution wet floor? Maybe caution there's a big freaking hose here. I think the MTR system starts closing down shortly after midnight. So I'm still able to catch a train to my hotel. I wonder if the public buses also start closing down after midnight. Alright, let's go to the metro station. I've taken the metro from this area before, so I know where I'm going. It took me a while to find the metro station from here. But we have to cross the street to get there. And there's the best way to cross the street. The mall, on the other hand, is pretty much closed down for the night. MTR. It stands for Mass Transit Railway System. When I first came in here, I was wondering where the metro was, and I walked to the end of this hallway where the green column is, and then I realized, oh wait, it's here. The escalator going down is here. And it makes sense, right? Why would a metro system be above ground? Well, there are metro systems that are above ground, but the subway is underneath. Actually, Hong Kong doesn't really use the word subway unless it means like a walking path underneath the ground. But I think many locals will figure out what you mean if you say subway. But here it's the metro or the MTR. Take a look at all these advertisements trying to get you to buy their products. Oh, now I've seen everything. Make America great again. Yeah. Sure, one line in 2 minutes. Dun dun dun, tap my phone, the reader. Come on. There we go. 107.50 left. Oh, we gotta go down here. Shen 1. Still another level to go down. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna miss this train, man. It's fine. Or maybe not. Wait for me. Donggen ngo. How about that? I made it on Hong Kong time. which is at the last minute, last second rather. I'm really adjusting to Hong Kong now. I'm in a rush. Hayat Jim Zaje. That's what it's gonna say. No, it's not Jim Zadre, it's Sim Sa Sui. Sim Sa Sui. Yeah, Fifi, a lot of people at night. I'm surprised. Meanwhile, we didn't see that many people in Hong Kong Island walking around. Where did all these people come from? Right? We are. By the way, it was kind of annoying when I took the airport express to get to my hotel. I had to take this line all the way to Hong Kong, take like a 10-minute walk, and then transfer to the red and go 2 stops. Not as convenient as you may think, but it got me there. Okay, let's go. Hey, look, even the escalator is here. What am I doing? I'm in the right position to catch the train right away. The escalator's right where I get off. Hey, I've only been here 4 days. All right. Let's get the heck out of here. 快啲出鋪啊! Costs $10.60 just to go 1 stop. That's Hong Kong dollars. So 10.60 is $1.36 US. All right. No, this doesn't seem like the right way. No, it's the right way. Nathan Road exit, N5. Actually, I saved money on my trip back because going to Causeway Bay, I think it charged me 13 Hong Kong dollars. Actually, I can open up Apple Pay right now and look. Yeah, $13.20, and I paid $10.60 on the way back because I walked back a few stations, so I saved money. Okay. Well, what a journey. I think I'm gonna stop in this local 7-Eleven and call it a night, folks. It's late here. I think I might get a sports drink or something. But if you enjoyed this live stream, hit the like button for me, subscribe, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.